Hello Aries, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aries for the next 3 months. So this will cover the period of time between July, August, and September. If you're more of a business person, this would be Q3 or Q3 of 2022. But with that said, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now I'm using the Gilded Tarot, the Rider-Waite Tarot, and the Higher Self Affirmation deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to purchase them for yourself. It is still the case that less than 50% of the people who watch my content are actually subscribed, and so if you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. All right. Make sure everything's in view here. All right, I think that's good enough to me. We'll go ahead and take 3 of these affirmation cards as well. I think you're going to like these cards. They're pretty nice. Just pick them up. All right, so let's take a look at what we have here. Energy on the bottom. You have the Ten of Wands. So Ten of Wands is really a card that can talk about burdens or struggles. But as you know, I like to take a more positive spin on the tarot. And if you think about it, any 10 in the tarot represents some type of completion, because it is obviously, it's the last card in the suit. So in this case, you know, the Suit of Wands is about work. It's about career, enterprise. It can also talk about creativity, inspiration, passion. And so some of you here, despite, you know, still kind of carrying the weight of the world on your back, despite maybe struggling uphill or needing to sort of fight an uphill battle, you are still allowing your passion, your inspiration, and your hard work ethic to drive you forward here, Aries. And despite that, I feel like you're ready to sort of take on any challenge that may be sort of placed at your feet here over the next 3 months. Ten of Wands does say that you are knowledgeable, because each one of these wands represents something that this person has learned along their journey through the Suit of Wands. And so it can say that you are experienced, you're knowledgeable, and of course you're hardworking as well. So, but what is interesting here is we do have in the overall position, we have the Devil card. So the Devil card can come forward when maybe this is a card that can be associated with like addictions. It's not only addictions, but just for sake of this reading, what I'm really feeling called towards for you is this can talk about something related to being overworked or having an addiction to work. Many people do, and you may not even realize it, but with the Ten of Wands and the Devil, it could mean that some of you are kind of go, 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 like not really giving yourself not doing like self-care practice, or, you know, kind of being in this overwork mentality, or this maybe generally just feeling overworked or burdened. Again, I feel like you are able, and you do have the capacity to handle any task that is kind of put on your plate here. But at the same time, you do have to take care of yourself, right? At the end of the day, you have to take care of ourselves. Without our health, really, what do we have, right, Aries? And so it's almost like this is a message that I think is very important for you over the next 3 months, especially as you have the Empress next to it, which Empress is talking about. The Empress is like nurturing energy, okay? And we'll talk about the Empress a lot more as we go along. But it's like for some of you, you know, if there are, you know, in this summer period, because we're looking at the summer, right? If there are times where you can maybe take a day or two, or even take a few hour break, like it may not be a bad idea for you to like take advantage of that time in this quarter and in this part of the year, right? It's an exciting part of the year. And just realize that the work will always be there, but you know, your health is very important. In July, in the first part of this quarter here, you have the High Priestess, you have the Four of Pentacles, and you have the Five of Cups. So High Priestess, it is interesting. There's been this message around health that has been coming in for, I'm about halfway through. And there's something about health coming in here. I think it's because Mars has moved into Taurus, and Mars in Taurus really wants you to slow down and not necessarily be at a massively fast pace. Especially as, we're moving out of Mars and Aries and into Mars and Taurus. It's a little bit different. Okay, and so I bring this up around health because the High Priestess really asks you in a health context to make sure that you are not ignoring warning signs or that you are not ignoring something. Okay, the High Priestess says that your intuition is a very good guide for you. Your intuition is a strong guide forward. And it is the biggest card of intuition in the tarot. And so if I'm putting this together, you have the High Priestess, the Devil, and the Ten of Wands. There's something around you and your schedule, you and your routine, you and your work that I don't feel like, that what I feel like saying is that you shouldn't ignore. Okay, that I feel like you shouldn't ignore here, especially if you've been getting like intuitive messages or you've been getting dream messages or anything like that, like with any sort of symbolism around being overworked, exhausted, and so on. I would really trust that at this time. And of course, this is not meant to sort of scare you on anything. This is just sort of what's coming through in the cards. Now you have the Four of Pentacles as well. You can see that this person is, and I think I know what's going on here, but you can see that this person here is holding on to what they have. They're actually afraid. Okay, you can't tell, but they have a hard outer shell and their inner shell may be a little bit insecure or afraid. Now, am I calling you insecure? No, I'm not. What I'm actually feeling like is going on here is some of you here are maybe concerned about losing what you have. Okay, this person, as you can see that they're holding on, they are losing what they are concerned about losing what they have. Okay, if they lose just one of these pentacles, they might freak out or whatever the case may be. And so when you get this, it says that potentially you are engaging in scarcity mindset. Well, how does this connect into what I was saying? It's possible that some of you are sort of overcompensating by overworking because you're afraid to lose what you have. And I think that there is something here with this Five of Cups, which is, this can be about disappointment, okay? This can be about sadness or grief. And it's showing up in this lower row, which is the row of your subconscious, okay? And so I would say that for some of you here, it's almost like there is maybe a moment of stepping back and recognizing that the world will keep spinning, okay? The world will keep spinning. And like I can use my personal example here. Like I took some time off of uploading. And actually, I think you will be in the first group that I upload. This is the first video I've uploaded in I think like 10 days. And for me, that was extremely hard. Okay, it was extremely hard for me to take that time off because I haven't done it since I've started on YouTube. But ultimately it was necessary. And sometimes we have to take time for ourselves, right? Whether it's 10 days or it's less than that, you know, sometimes we need to just take the time that we can. In the month of July, you have the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Devil, and you have the Justice card. You're looking for balance here, okay? This is a very simple reading, okay? The Knight of Pentacles is a card that comes forward when there is a work situation, or actually, that's not what I'm trying to say. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody who is a hard worker, okay? And so what I said was this is a very simple reading because this is about you being a hard worker. But sometimes it's best to work smarter and not harder, okay? That doesn't mean to not work, but it does mean that sometimes hard work is not going to fix everything. Hard work will really certainly help you in life, but if you are working hard to the point of your health being in a detriment or at the detriment of your health, then you are kind of missing the point, is what I feel like saying. And so with this Knight of Pentacles, you know, it can represent some type of financial event, but the thing is, this is in your mind. Okay, this is in your mind. I feel like some of you here are so fearful of losing what you have that you are working so hard. You are overworking. And really, especially in this next 3 months, but certainly in August. If I said July, I'm sorry, I meant to say August. This first column is July, this second column is August. Certainly in August, you know, you have this energy of balance. Okay, the Justice card, you can see that the scales here are asking you to create balance in your life, to create harmony, ease, comfort in your life. And the Justice card says that at the end of the day, all parties will get the outcome they deserve. Okay, and so it's like if it's in alignment, it will work out. If it's in alignment, it will work out. And if it's not, you have to trust yourself to figure out where to go from there. And you have to just put trust in yourself that you will be able to figure it out if it doesn't work out, right? In September, you have the Strength card, the Empress, and the King of Swords. Okay, so this is a good month for you, okay? This is a very nice energy here to kind of wrap out this reading, because we see you here kind of creating self-awareness, okay? The first 2 months, it's like hard work, right? Work hard, maybe to the point of exhaustion. This last part of the quarter here, you have willpower, you have the strength, you're showing up for yourself, you're overcoming obstacles, which is what you've been doing this entire time. But at the same time, the difference is this is now combined with the Empress card, which is about nurturing. It's about taking care of yourself. This is mother energy. This is the energy of motherhood, or it's actually, the High Priestess is the divine feminine. The Magician's the divine masculine. As you know, if you watch my readings, we all have the divine feminine and the divine masculine in us. But this is also a very feminine energy, okay? And some of you are just allowing at this time, and some of you are allowing yourself to sort of heal, to sort of give yourself comforts, to nurture yourself, and to allow yourself time to heal. And I get the sense that this is a very important lesson for you over this summer period. And I do think that if you're really into astrology and you're in addition to tarot, you should definitely do some research on Mars in Taurus. The Mars transits don't get talked about enough, I don't feel like. And I've noticed that they are very important. I've noticed it's very important in my life, but I've noticed that the energy of the Mars transits are very important. And you may just want to take a look at or just take a look at Mars in transit, Mars in Taurus as the transit and what that means for you. You may also want to take a look at your Mars placement, yeah, do some research on that, because this is a very sort of allowing type of energy here. Okay. Now you also have the King of Swords, which is about somebody who's authoritative. This is a leader. This is somebody who is successful. This is somebody who's knowledgeable, who's a subject matter expert. I do think that you are extremely knowledgeable here. The High Priestess can represent knowledge or wisdom. The King of Swords can represent being a subject matter expert. And the Ten of Wands says that you have knowledge. You have experience along your journey that you have gained. So let's go ahead and take a look at what these higher self affirmation cards are. Whoop. Bunch of cards that popped out here. We'll talk about these more as we go along. But okay, so you have intention. I consciously create with minimal consumption, do more with less. I feel like that is like one of the perfect cards, because I've been talking about this in this reading. Sometimes less is more, right? So, and you've probably heard that saying before, but I've found that in my life to be very true. You have reflection. I reflect deeply with gentle curiosity and compassion. Your power begins with deeply knowing yourself. And you also have freedom. I let go of control and yield to the flow of life. On the other side of control is absolute freedom. Wow. So this idea of nurturance, or nurturing yourself, this idea of just allowing and not needing to know the answer of everything and not needing to control everything, because at the end of the day, like I said, if it's in alignment, it will work. And if it's not in alignment, you have to trust in yourself to be able to figure out solutions to problems, which you are more than capable of doing, Aries. So let's go ahead and take a look at what else we have here. I really like this do more with less energy. So you have the Hierophant, you have the Star, the Knight of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and you have the Ten of Wands. So yeah, my intuition was right here. I was getting like a very strong feeling from this Ten of Wands card. You now are doubling up on the Ten of Wands energy. So again, this is about you recognizing that you have the experience to tackle any challenge. You know, this is not your first rodeo, so to speak. This is something that you can build on your experiences and the knowledge you've gained on your journey to help you forward. And that's very important. And sometimes just not needing to do more or consume more, but to just be okay and content with what you're doing now. You have double knights here showing up now. Actually, we have 3 knights on the board, with the Knight of Pentacles, Swords, and Wands showing up. So this will be a busy period of time in your life, the next 3 months. We have a knight in each month now showing up here. And So there will be, I mean, it does make sense that you're getting the Ten of Wands twice because, like I said, burdens, challenges to overcome, surmounting challenges, all sorts of things like that. And it does make sense because you have movement in each month here. But kind of like doing what you can to work with it instead of to work against it. It's like instead of trying to swim upstream, you should just swim with the flow of the stream at this time, is what I feel like saying. And as long as you are doing your best, that is all that you can do. As long as you're doing your best and improving each and every day, there's not much else that you can do. And anybody else that wants more than that is placing too high of an expectation on you. And perhaps you are placing too high of an expectation on yourself as well, if that triggered something when I said that to you. So you have this Knight of Swords, which is swift action. You have the Hierophant as well, which is also a card that can talk about traditional knowledge, like learning from a higher education institution, such as like college or university, anything like that. It can be anything that's traditional. It can be marriage, but it can also be like your 9 to 5, the place that you work. But I do feel like this is something about your knowledge and something that you've already experienced or something that you've already learned in your life and kind of building on that. You have the Star and the Ace of Swords. The Star, what I feel like saying is like everything's going to work out and be okay. I mean, I obviously can't decide that for you. Obviously, this is your journey, right? Where you go after this reading is up to you. But the Star is essentially saying that like everything will work out. That's basically what the Star says because it comes after the upheaval and the challenge of the Tower. And you can see that they're kind of putting their feet here in this healing pool of water. They're also, they're realizing a wish has been granted to them or a wish has come true for them because a long time ago, they threw a wish out to the universe and now here it is, right? The Star is really one of my favorite maybe one of my favorite cards, if not my favorite card in a tarot reading, because it's all about hope, optimism, and kind of success for the future or kind of realizing dreams, wishes. Ace of Swords, again, new beginning, allowing everything to sort of work out and seizing the day when the opportunity arrives. Knight of Wands, there could be like a quite literal, like a physical relocation. Some of you may be relocating. Some of you may be just going to new places energetically. And yeah, there's definitely movement here showing up for you. So thank you so much, Aries. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. And I will see you in the next reading.